we are going to see what are the variables we have to be included in the ADSL by looking the specification file. So this is a specification file. So here ADaM spec I'll upload after this one. So ADSL spec. So this was created by the most of the time statistician, but sometimes we'll get a chance like who are having about 10 plus or 12 plus principal programming level. So they will get chance to work on the specification file in some clients. But most of the clients they prefer to create the specification file by the statistician because who are creating the mock shell and SAP, they have complete idea about the project, what are the how many tables are required, how many listings and figures are required. So based upon the tables, listings, figure counts, ADaM variables we have to include. For example, only two tables are there entire study. So that two table, how many variables are required? They included that variable in the data set along with the standard variables. Okay, number of tables are increasing, so the requirement of the ADaM variables also increasing. So why we need to create this ADaM? To simplify the process of the TFLs. So there is no variable need to be derived in the table listings and figure level. All the variables we have to derive in the ADaM level. So we take the SDTM dataset as a source and create the ADaM, and we use the ADaM dataset for the tables listings figure purpose. Okay, so that is why number of tables and listings and figures, how many variables to fulfill that all the TFL's requirement. So those variables they included in the specification file along with the derivation. As a programmer, we have to understanding the programming nodes and we have to write the code and develop the data set for the TFL review. Okay. So here, so they mentioned around 44 variables. So we are going to derive all these 44 variables. Okay. So this variable label and what is this data type, whether text or character or numeric, and what is the length and whether it is a just copy variable or derived variable, and where it is coming from, how to derive that one. Okay. So here DM dot nothing but SDTM DM data set direct variable you can take. Okay. So we'll start the programming. As usual, header part we need to be add. So this is a ADSL. This is ADaM. Yeah, what is the source for ADaM? SGTM datasets are the source. Go to the SGTM data. SGTM. Okay. So first we'll focus on this DM related variables. Means the producer variables. So here you can see. So these are the variables. So what I do? Yeah. So some variables are coming from the DM. Some variables are coming from, if you look at here, these two. Supplementary DM, sub DM, and some variables are TM. Okay, so you can look at here. So this is the DM, okay, demographic, and this is a supplementary DM. Supplementary nothing but So in the SDTM level, the main domain variables are not fitted as per the CD standard. They created the supplementary domain. Okay, supplementary DM. In this, all the extra information they have included. All supplementary data set having the similar variables. If you open any other supplementary also, study ID, domain, subject, where ID, where these 10 variables only you can see any variable, any data set. Okay, so that is why what we need to do. So we have to convert this into as per the structure, then we can remark. So what we do step by step we'll see. So first DM, right? So first DM related variables. So data DM1 set SDTM dot DM and run. So what I do here, percentage let keep var. So I am going to create a macro variable for all these variable. Just copy, paste special, transpose, and just copy. Just open one notepad, paste it here. So just replace the spaces and copy this entire text, paste it here. Okay, these are the variables finally we are going to include in the final data set. So I just make a macro variable. So whenever you want to call or keep all these variables, simply keep var. Okay. So now what happened? We know still how many variables are pending. So here around 13 variables we are keeping, and this green color warning messages variables are there. Still we have to include this variable in the data set. Okay. So first thing 13 variables were done. So we highlighted that 13 variables. Let me check. So these are 13 variables. These are done. Okay, simply just copy variable. Produce are nothing but copy variable. Which one done? I make it as a highlighted as a green color. Okay. So next we'll focus on the assigned variables. Assigned and derived. Okay. Next, because there is no order like this one first and this one later, not like that. You can do anything, but final data set we just follow this order. So next I am focusing on the supplementary DM variables. Okay, so how to create the supplementary variables. So supplementary variable purpose. So I am writing the supplementary data set converted to the main data set. That is a similar process across all the supplementary. Okay, so wherever we have supplementary data set, just follow this step. Okay, sub data set to main data set merge. Okay, so step one. What is the step one? So just take the information of the supplementary, SDTM dot sub DM. Okay, so first you need to take the information. Okay, so next transpose the data set. So in this, so they are asking QNAM two types. Okay, so let me check in the QNAM. Here you can see so many variables are there here. So what we do? So we can convert all the observations into the variables. Okay, sub DM out equal to sub DM underscore T. So always subject. Okay, so ID is QNAM. Why? Because we are going to convert these observations into the variables. Okay, and this is a label, this is a value. Okay, so var equal to qvar. Always remember, so these are the variables we can use whenever you are transposing the supplementary data set to main data set. Okay, so here supplementary TM. So each and every subject. So these are the variables. Observations are converted to the variable. So in this, what the variable they are asking? FRBS WDT, FRBS, and this ETTB. So ETTB. So here they mentioned FRBS WDTC. So this is a value, but here we don't have this consent dates. So if you carefully observe, this information was not available in the supplementary data sets because so they might expected this variable, but in our supplementary data set we don't have only the information FRBS is there, but the related date information was not there. Then we are not going to do anything. Simply we merge this data set to the main data set, data DM2. So second step is transpose. Third step is back merge. Okay, so DM2 merge with our DM1 and the supplemented. So use sub JID if A, and we will run this keep where main pro. So 13 variables only. So we don't have this two variable information present in the supplementary data set. Here you can see supplementary QL FRBS WDTC. But in our supplementary FRBS is there, but FRBS WDTC was not available at the moment because study is ongoing. So might be expecting in future data. Even if you get that information, automatically transpose and so they keep. Okay, up to now. So that two variables were not available. So we can keep it as missing only. Okay. So next, these two variables are not available. So what we do? So we write it as a missing at the moment. So these two are numeric variables. Just add a comment, no info available in sub DM present data. Okay. So we'll inform the statistician this information is not available. So try to look. Otherwise, we'll wait for one more data refresh whether this variable information is available or not. Okay. So at the moment we keep it as a missing. Okay. And next we'll focus on this one by one. So here you can see this age group. Just add this one. Set to the less than 65 when if the age is less than 65 and not missing. Otherwise, greater than 65 if age is greater than 65. Okay. So you can write the syntax like if age less than 65 and age not equal to missing, then the variable name is age group 1 equal to less than 65, else the age group 1 equal to greater than or equal to 65. So both should have age not equal to missing, right? Age not equal to missing. Then apply these conditions. Just n whenever you newly created variable. So try to give the length to avoid the truncation. So how much one this one? 200. Okay. Then do any age less than age group. Else
54, yes.
if age greater than or equal. Okay, sorry. Then age group. Yeah. So here you can see less than or greater than equal to. Okay. So around 16 variables we included. So this was done. And next one is childbearing potential. So childbearing potential is females. So they have mentioned you take the information from the RP. What they mentioned set to the RP dot means you have to take the information from the RP data set. In that you need to filter this RP test CD and this variable information you have to map. So what I do here simply data RP0 set SDTM dot RP dataset. So as per the condition, the test CD is RP test CD variables you need to be filtered and the variable childbearing potential information equal to which variable they want to make this variable just map and only we need subject information and childbearing potential information. Okay, so because you know which data set you want to outside the DM, only the required variables keep so that it is easy for us to see. Okay, each and every subject, the childbearing potential information. Now the sort the data set by use subject ID and just cut this whole section and you paste it. Okay, instead of pasting that one, directly you can write data DM3. So merge the DM2 and this RP0 by use of JD if we and run. Keep here.
Yes,
That is
yes, Maldu. Regarding this proc shot,
mhm.
you are not mentioned any data set name. So it was affected to above data set or whole the above.
No, no, which data set, so we are writing here only this data set only sorted. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, immediate data set. What is sorting procedure before what we executed? The data set only sorted. Okay.
okay, okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So in the DM3, you can see this is the childbearing potential information. Okay, either yes, either no, either missing. Okay, this is applicable to only the female subject, right? So that is why yes or no information was captured only female candidates. Okay, so fine. Next, this was also done. Next, you will see this safety population flags. Okay, so what they mentioned, just clearly understand the derivation. After that one only, you start writing the programming code. Okay, so here set to the y when if the SDTM DM data set this RFXSTDTC is not missing, then we have to set to the population flag is y. Otherwise, they want to keep it as a no. Okay. Anyway, DM information there, right? So if this RFXSTDTC, let me check in the DM3. We don't have, right? So let me check in the DM2 RFXSTDTC. So here you can see RFXSTDTC, nothing but date and time of first study treatment. So if the subject is taking the treatment, so they have date. So safety flag nothing but who are taking at least one treatment. So those comes under safety population. So here if the date is there, so we can blindly say that the subject is taking the drug. If the date was not there, the subject is not taking any drug. Okay. So here if RFXSTDTC not equal to missing, then the safety population flag equal to y. So else the safety population flag equal to they want to keep it as a n. So around 18 variables we have included. Each and every time try to check whether all the information was populated or not. The safety population flag. So next, so DLT we can keep on hold, and PK also they are safety population flag only they have given. So because both the derivation have similar, so that is why they mentioned. So you can keep as a same safety population flag information. And next enrollment flag include all eligible patients who enrolled into the study. Okay. So enrolled into the study. Let me check here. So enrollment. So enroll nothing but so here you can see who are having the screen failure. So they are not enrolled into the study. Okay, so they are not, they are entered, but so they are not enrolled as a what you can say it as otherwise enrollment information related any variable there. So this is the reference state. So here they haven't clearly mentioned what is eligible patients who are enrolled into the study. So here they are not mentioning any variables to be considered. So as per my knowledge, so who are done the screening, okay, who are done the screening, so they are only enrolled into the study. Most of the time, who are enrolled means who are screen failure. So those are people are not enrolled into the study. Who are screen passed. So screening nothing but before entering into the clinical trial. So they do some checks like blood test, urine test, and inclusion and exclusion criteria. So they do, if they clear all these things, so the subject is enrolled into the clinical study. But here who are screen failure due to various reasons, so those are not enrolled into the study. So that is why. So here what I do, so we can discuss with the starts about the clear.
Yes, Eva,
Like,
here we don't have enrollment date.
yeah, so in this, so they haven't collected enrollment date. So that is why I have checked. So here there is enrollment date. No, let me check in the SDTM. Mm, check in the inclusion exclusion criteria. Here also no, no. Mm, no, here, in the DM itself, they have to include the enrollment date if there. But in this CRF, they haven't collected. So we can take this one. If arm information showing who are not equal to screen failure, then we can consider this enrollment flag is yes. Okay. So else the enrollment flag. So those subject we are giving as a no. Okay. So this is for my consideration. So yeah, sometimes spec is not clear, some variable. So we can discuss with the statistician to provide the additional information for that one. So most of the time enrollment population, the derivation like this only, who are having the screen failure. So those are not enrolled, who are screen passed and assigned the treatment. Those are having this enrollment population flag as Y. Okay. Uh, yeah. So now 20 variables we have included. Let me check in the DM. Yeah. Safety, PK, and enrollment flag. And so this variable we can keep hold and we do later. And next variables are here. So treatment related information. So treatment start dates and start time, end date and end date. So these are the variables I am going to see first. Yeah, here you can see. Yeah. So the data set and in the variables like end with the DT, so that is a date. End with the TM, so that is a time. DTM nothing but date and time both. DT nothing but end date. So TM nothing but end time. So DTM nothing but TRT EDTM nothing but date and time of last exposure. This is the start date, start time, start date and time, end date, end time, end date and time. Okay. So treatment start date, uh, start time and date and time. So how to create these variables in the ADaM level, we'll see. So data DM4 set DM3. Okay. First, what they mention RFXSTDTC information. So what I do, so just I'm keeping for your understanding purpose. Keep keep RFXSTDTC is the variable in one. Just comment it. So DM4 now having only one RFX entity. Along with this one, I'm keeping the subject ID. Okay. So each subject, when the subject is taking the treatment, RFX activities. Okay. So here, what I do, so the derivation what they mentioned, set the date portion that should be numeric part. Okay. In this, only the date part is required. Here, date and time is character version is there, right? Only the date part and the date part they want a numeric part. So first, what I do, new date one. So scan of this RFXS GDTC first word before T. So now what happened? So I break this information into two parts. So here you can see only the date. So date, T and time is there, right? So only the date part I have taken outside. And second part, okay, this part will handle first. So next date, right? So TRT SGT equal to they are expecting in a numeric. So that is why input and they are expecting. So most of the times ADaM standards are date name and date time 20. Okay. So this one is in YYMMDD 10 dot format is there. Sorry. So once we get this one, we apply the format date name. You can see this is the actual SDTM variable. This is the only the date part. Now we have created this one as per the ADaM standards. Okay, numeric version and it is a date name format. Okay, so here numeric version date name format. So next time part, same thing. We just copy this one, paste it here. So second part. So here the time part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the variable name is PART-STM. Most of the times 8 dot. Now you can see. So we are adding the zeros as well. So this should be in a numeric version and we have applied time 8 dot format. So here only the hours and minutes are there. So we added seconds as a zero also fine. Okay. So this is the date and this is the time. So now another variable is date and time. Simply you can convert this into okay. So IS8601 DA dot PT dot format this one as date time 20 dot format. Okay. We can see here. So this is a date and this is a time. This is a date time. So 8th May 2029, 9:23 and 00 seconds. Okay. So these three variables they are expecting start date, start time, and date and time. So some invalid arguments. So what we okay. So wherever the missing values are there, so that one. So what I do here, if RFXSTDTC not equal to missing, that cases we have to apply all these conditions. Now log is clear. So only the information was applicable to which are having not missing values. Okay. So now I remove this keep statement and just adding this keep here. Okay. So that what are the variables are required, only we are keeping those variables. Now around 23 variables we have included in the DM4. Here you can see treatment start date, start time, start date and time in a date and time format. Okay. So similarly, we have to do it for the end date as well. Okay, end date also. So end date purpose, which variable they are using? RFX ENDTC. So here simply you just copy this information and paste it here. And wherever the RFX STDTC there, so that places you replace with the RFX ENDTC. Okay, so RFX ENDTC, RFX ENDTC, and here treatment EDT. Here EDT and so ETM, and this was the date and time. So anything we missed out? RFX ENDTC, RFX ENDT, new date one, TRT EDT, TRT EDT, RFX ENDT, time, TRT ETM, TRT EDT. Okay. Here's some mathematical calculations.
We
We'll
are
see.
using the same dataset name for both of them, is it? Okay.
Okay, no issue because they have, so the
Variables are different. Okay.
DM3 having this ENDTC, right? So here you can see there is a date part, but the time part is missing. Why? Because the RF ENDTC, you can see this was having the date and time, but this one having only the date part. So there is no time part. So that is why we are getting the missing values. Even